Welcome to another edition of Coinomi Connect AMA. In this session, join host Duane with our partner PIVX for a deep dive into all things crypto and privacy. This conversation was recorded live on X Spaces on July 30th, 2025. Please note, the views and opinions expressed in this AMA do not necessarily represent those of Coinomi Wallet and should not be considered financial advice. Always do your own research on the projects discussed. If you enjoy the video, don't forget to like and subscribe to support the channel. Now, let's get started. Enjoy.
Guapic, Liquid, hello. You can hear me now.
Yeah, we can hear you now. Can you hear it?
Oh man, because I was asking, can you give an emote for anyone else? But for some reason, I think it's just the right timing that they give an emote. I thought I was audible, but yeah, hopefully now it's all good. Sorry for the delay. Is Liquid going to be speaking as well?
Yeah, Guapic will be speaking as well with me. We'll be splitting up some of the questions here. I think he's
Okay.
with the mic right now.
Oh, okay. Guapic, Liquid, welcome to Coinomi Connect. I'm sorry once again for the delay. Kobe will be joining us in a bit because he's quite busy right now. But for now, it's just going to be me as the host and two of you guys as the guests. So, Guapic, Liquid, are we waiting for anyone else before we officially begin, or are we good to go and start?
I think we're just about ready here. Give me 1 second with Guapic, just to make sure his mic's good, because he's joining
Sure.
out and in right now.
All right.
1
Okay.
second. All right. If you could add him as a speaker again real quick, because he's back in, and then maybe we should be good to start.
Okay. Wait, Guapic. Oh, let me just do the requested. Guapic, you were approved. You should be able to speak right now.
Let's see. It hasn't switched from listener to speaker.
Yeah,
we
it's a
go.
listener.
Hey guys, able to hear me?
Yep,
Oh
there
yeah,
we go.
Guapic, welcome.
Okay, perfect. I messed up. I didn't listen to the advice and I tried from a PC, hoping I could use my nice setup for this. Yeah, that backfired. I'm now on a phone. Sorry, previously I thought we were all waiting for people to join before we broke the silence. So I guess it was just a bit of an awkward start.
Yeah, it's okay. Nothing's too awkward. Pretty sure we've all been through these kind of problems in spaces. Unfortunately, X is not that perfect in terms of hosting it in spaces. We still have a lot of technical difficulties. Fortunately, in this time, it's kind of on me because I forgot to switch my microphone device. It was still connected to my headphones, but now it's properly connected to my microphone. So now we're all good to go. But Guapic, are you Liquid? Are you guys ready to begin, or are we still waiting for more people?
I think we've waited quite a bit. If you guys are ready,
Yeah.
we could probably launch ahead. And I mean, there's a recording for those that are in different time zones, so they're more than welcome just to play after.
Exactly. We can cater, unfortunately, to every single time zone there is. But yeah, they're still able to watch the record or listen to the recording. So again, without further ado, we can officially start. So welcome everyone. Hello and good day. We we have just started Coinomi Connect, this time with PIVX, or you can actually correct me on that because I don't exactly know how to pronounce it properly. Is it PIVX, PIVX, or PIVX? Please correct me. And from the team of PIVX is Guapic and Liquid. Welcome to the show.
Thanks for the invite. So it's actually very strange. I'm also one to actually, I call it PIVX. People sometimes call it the way you did. I think it's subjective. At the end of the day, it does stand for private instant verified transaction, but however you pronounce it, that's up to you. But that, we're happy to be on the show. Super excited. You know, we recently started this partnership with you guys. So I think it's really cool for us to engage more and be able to speak to both communities. So thank you for that.
Exactly. I'm also excited as well. And I know this is not the first time that you've had, spaces with us here at Coinomi. But, since it's my first time having one with you guys, could you introduce first yourself to us, your team, and, the functions of these team members?
Cool. I guess I'll jump in first. So my username is Guapic, but people can refer to me as Jeff. I am the lead of business development for PIVX. It's a relatively new role I've taken, maybe almost 2 years now. But I have been at PIVX for quite some time. But actually, I'm quite an OG crypto user. I mean, Coinomi was one of my first mobile wallets ever. My first mobile, because my first PC wallet was back in 2014, away from the Bitcoin core, and I think it was called Multibit. And then from there, I switched to using mobile, and I use Coinomi on my Android device. So I've been a long time user of you guys. And as for PIVX, I joined in 2017, which is just after the rebrand. So prior to this, PIVX was known as Darknet or DNet. Yeah, so that was our previous name, and I joined just after rebrand because I found it on Bitcoin Talk. And while I was lurking, because that was the main platform. If you wanted to find about coins or find any projects, you have to look for the announcements on Bitcoin Talk. So the announcement caught my eye. There was a a Slack, so I joined in on the Slack, and then I found the community. I'm like, well, this is really cool. PIVX was the first coin that I actually heard about where there's no centralized authority. Everything was done through this process of being a DAO. Everyone's voted in. Got to prove yourself. There's no boss man that approves everything and directs everything. And this I found very interesting. So I mean, PIVX naturally caught my eye. Also, being a privacy coin, I'm really an advocate for privacy. I've had multiple issues due to lack of privacy that has affected my life, whether it's from crime or impersonation. So I really appreciate projects that respect privacy and provide tool sets to protect one's privacy. So that's, naturally I got involved in the way that I just learned the wallet a lot back in 2017, and I started offering support. They brought me on as a support team member. So I was doing support. And then I eventually was making videos for PIVX, getting different merchants in South Africa to accept it as a payment method. And then I took a brief break in about 2020 until 2022, 2023 to finish my degree in Singapore. And then now I'm officiating the role as the lead of business development, where I've easily done over 50 to 100 listings already in the past 2 years, new partnerships, massive growth. And, one that I'm super excited for, because like I said, I'm a long time user of, you must correct me because I've always said Coinomi, but recently I hear people saying Coinomi, and I've started switching to that. It's once again tricky,
I
but
guess
I'm a
it's the
long time
same
user.
case with PIVX. Anyone can call it whatever they want as long as you got the spelling correct. We got
Yeah,
different accents and stuff, but Coinomi. I don't know how weird you want to spell it out, but it's still that wallet, so
yeah.
everything's all right.
All good, all good. So yeah, long time, super long time user. So this touches base, I think, for many Pivians. One, because it was also many of our first mobile wallet to ever store PIVX. It's been a long time, and like for me, it's my first mobile wallet. So super cool, super excited. That's my brief introduction. I must warn you, I can talk forever. So I'm going to pass on to Liquid and let him introduce himself as well.
Okay,
Perfect.
Liquid.
Perfect. Thank you guys. So for me, I'm currently the lead core developer over at PIVX Core, and beauty of everything that Guapic was just talking about, Jeffrey doing all the work that he's done with PIVX, is that I'm also a community member that started very early with PIVX. Wasn't necessarily on the team right away, but then eventually got voted in a few years ago around the same time as Jeffrey. And since then, overseen a lot of different development that's gone between PIVX Core and our also now we have our PIVX Labs arm of everything that's shifted our development focus from just on the tech stack and making sure of just the blockchain to focusing on the user, right? Trying to make things better. So we've shifted a lot of things, but me myself personally, I've been in crypto since around the same amount of time as Jeffrey, since early Bitcoin mining days. I lost Bitcoin in Mount Gox. I'm still trying to get back funds through that. Currently, fun things. Crypto OG here, hopefully, if you guys want to respect it that way. And then just trying to move privacy forward with PIVX. I think that's a good summary here.
Yeah, definitely. And what I'm more curious about in PIVX in general is when people get started with crypto, they often go to centralized exchanges and then decentralize some exchanges, and they would think that it's private enough. Okay, they can only track my wallet if they got my my string. But what kind of privacy does PIVX actually provide for those who doesn't know what kind of what privacy project actually means for crypto people?
Right. So I can definitely explain that a little bit. A lot of people that don't understand blockchain and understand the whole public ledger, right? What that means is if anyone had your crypto address, your wallet address, any of those things, they know how much money you have, right? Remember in the old days of people trying to hide money in their wallets, like that was the real reason for the creation of a bank, for privacy of your money, so that it was somewhere safe to store it and those kind of things, so that you didn't have to deal with basically the things that people are facing nowadays with crypto, right? uh, we're seeing people getting kidnapped, held for ransom, and all these types of things just because they're either in a high position in a crypto company, because crypto is also assumed at this point that you're rich. So, that's also another barrier to things where privacy is a big point. No one needs to always know what's in your pocket and what's in your wallet, right? And that's part of the privacy that PIVX brings to you. It still brings you the beauty of a public ledger, because there is allowed to be public and private transactions. We'll call them for this analogy, but we call them transparent on ours, right? Transparent transactions and private ones. So you can still have the traditional uses of a blockchain ledger, but the point is that you can also be private, so that you can make sure that you're not sitting there just a walking billboard or a walking target, right? And so those are, just some of the key topics to think of when you're switching over to crypto. You do expose yourself to a lot of things. People want you to connect your wallet everywhere. That's a very dirty thing nowadays, where blind signing can steal your money. You guys got to be very careful of what you share. And with PIVX, sharing your shielded address does not leak any of your potential data of what your balance is and the things and those that you interact with. And so that gives you, financial privacy that's so badly needed right now.
That's also something that I realized the more time I spend in crypto. If you guys remember the time of whitelisting and pre-sales,
Oh man, that's
people can track.
part of my
Right.
downfall.
Yeah, those times. Yeah, they're good old days. I mean, not that old, but when you're given a whitelist, when you're part of a project, you're given native tokens as payment. But those tokens is basically yours. They don't have any ownership if when you're supposed to sell it and when you're not supposed to sell it. If you sell it early on, it's gonna drive the project down. But it's your right to sell it as an owner. And that's when I realized that anyone can check my wallet. Anyone else can check others' wallet. They just need to know what they use to buy, the token that you bought. It's not as private as you think it is. I mean, crypto is not as private as you think it is. And centralized exchange or decentralized exchange, they don't know until they experience those kind of things, that they can easily be tracked if they save your wallet somewhere. And I think PIVX, what you have is you have this kind of layer to make sure that people are not able to track your transactions and just your holdings in general, or following your trades. Is that correct?
Right.
Precisely like that. What's actually really good about it, so we've implemented a optional privacy. So how this benefits everyone else is that, essentially once you've bought your PIVX on a centralized exchange, so like an issue you may have is, you withdraw your crypto to a wallet, right? And a person can necessarily, if they have this, maybe you posted it on X or you posted somewhere else, they can, view all your assets and view everything. So essentially, what you could do is you could just send it from your new address that you just received on to a shielded address which you own. And once it's in that shielded address, wherever you send from there on, its history is completely nullified. It has no history. It's new according to the blockchain. It's brand new coins. So there's no way to tie those coins to the origin. And I think that's a really advanced setup that PIVX has implemented, and it's also very regulatory environment friendly. So with countries that don't approve of privacy, we give exchanges options to only receive the transparent PIVX, like just using the transparent address. And yeah, so once again, once the user withdraws their PIVX, they can navigate around that and transfer straight to a shielded private address. You have full freedom of choice, and I think that's also the most important thing when it comes to crypto. You should have full control. The same thing people believe, not your keys, not your crypto. It's the same thing. You should have the freedom to make it private or not private, because it opens up a lot of risks. I mean, that's the same thing which I discussed in a previous spaces. I think, wow, it's like yesterday or day before, 2 days ago actually. And I was like, people like they asked me a question regarding KYC, and they're like, you should be worried about maybe a tax man or whatever noticing your details and like coming and seeing, hey, this guy's got a lot of crypto. But I think what people forget is that these companies that handle the KYC data, they're also human. They're third parties to these exchanges, and they can tie your identity with your addresses. And once again, they're just human. How many hands are going through your data? And if they can see big balances, potentially puts you at risk. And that's just one vision that I have for PIVX. It navigates, it creates a safety barrier for you, and that's one of my true reasons for actually joining PIVX and like really supporting the project.
Yeah, I think that's also the barrier why not a lot of companies or corporations are actually investing more in crypto, is because they know the risk of their privacy being exposed, how much the assets they're holding. And same with my experience and a lot of people's experience, they know when you're going to sell, they know when you sold, when you bought, and it makes you feel unsafe in that way. And same with what you mentioned earlier. Unfortunately, people are getting a lot more smarter. Hackers, especially, we've seen over the years, centralized exchanges, big ones, are getting hacked, all because they know how much they're holding, and that's the kind of safety that we definitely need. And more question about the services that you provide. What are the actual requirements in order to use your service? You mentioned a little bit about the KYC and stuff like that, how it's not really that needed, but can you tell us more about the use case and which kind of people can use it, and what do they need to do in order to use this kind of service?
Cool. I guess I'll take this one. I'm busy deciding between Liquid and I who should do what. So he's the dev, so anything technical, I'll let him hop on. So PIVX, completely decentralized. You don't need anyone's permission. No matter what any third party says, they cannot stop you from using PIVX. Same like Bitcoin, right? Obviously, with the added benefit that there is privacy, so you can completely anonymize all of your transactions, your balances, basically your financial data. Now, when it comes to use case, that's an issue that a lot of coins have, especially today. A lot are just speculative. So when you actually want to use it, you find yourself cashing out to something else, which can break privacy. You're now using different platforms. You're doing this. You're moving around, and it's a long process that makes it very hard for beginners. So as for use cases, well, in my position as the lead of business development, I've seeked growing new partnerships. So one I always mention is Travala, which is one of the biggest travel agencies in the world regarding, the crypto friendliness. And we're an official partner of theirs. So you can book flights, book hotels, whatever activities, or pay with PIVX. We have various other partners that are coming on board, like Cardstorm.io. There's hundreds of gift cards you can purchase using PIVX, and that's the goal. We're finding all these merchants and these use case providers, and we're navigating with our partners like Now Payments or Coin Payments to allow them to easily accept PIVX. That way, every user has a way to actually just use their PIVX, maintain privacy, need to change networks to different coin or anything like that. Yeah, and then at the same time, we're also expanding internally to make it even easier, because the goal is obviously crypto's, PIVX's been on a long time. It was very technical back in the day, and now we're simplifying things. So another thing is we're even introducing an ambassador program, which we're working on right now, soon to be released. And the goal of theirs as well would be to actually navigate with our partners, work with new merchants and onboarding various companies to accept PIVX, as well as helping them advertise to our community. So we're finding ways that can really grow and network within our existing network, and then to expand. But yeah, to summarize, PIVX, like any other crypto, you don't need, it's permissionless. Anyone can access it. We have our official wallet, pivx.org. We have you guys, which I highly recommend. I always will. Self-custody through Coinomi. Go ahead. In my first video back in 2017, I actually made a video where I helped a merchant in South Africa accept PIVX, all using Coinomi. It's all possible. If you prefer something different, people have freedom of choice. They got our core wallet. We also have a light wallet, mypivxwallet.org. A fantastic light wallets in your browser. No need to sync, very fast. But yeah, that's go ahead. You don't need anyone's permission to use PIVX.
Yes, and I think we share the same kind of vision with that. Coinomi and PIVX to be able to connect and give access to everyone around the world, if possible, in crypto, and of course securing their funds. And I would also like to talk about, because you've been here in this phase in the privacy kind of project for several years, and I'm sure how you started is different from where you are right now. Initially it would be about the privacy, but I've seen that so far you got a different a lot more functions right now, especially about the staking and the rewards. Can you tell us more about this?
Yeah, absolutely. So, kind of touching on earlier when being a community member and moving into things, we noticed that there was a need after a long time of just focusing on the tech stack that we needed to build out everything around PIVX as well. Sometimes we have the feel the dreams mentality. If you build it, they will come and people will build on top of the chain. But sometimes you also have to help get that ball rolling. And so with that, there's the PIVX Labs established arm of things that has come through with a lot of different ideas to complement and be auxiliary to the PIVX tech stack and make PIVX more easy, more accessible, more everything for the user, right? Because we're now focused, again, like you said, the shift of things over time, we're now focused on adoption rather than just complete tech overdrive, right? We've been battle tested for years. PIVX is also known as one of the most forked coins for several years. We've gone through enough where we have a lot of things that are coming, but we're so focused, like you said, we brought out PIVX promos, which is a promo code system for people to be able to redeem PIVX as giveaways and everything like that in the My PIVX wallet. We've expanded it to where it should be a full redeeming program, that it should be easy for Coinomi to integrate and use this as well if people wanted to do ahead promo giveaways and redeem those as onboarding through Coinomi wallet. Uh, we have the My PIVX wallet. Again, that's our browser-based wallet. Uh, Claim to fame is you can run it in a Tesla browser. Uh, we've been trying to focus on ease of use, where everything is so simple and it can be just one click, right? So a lot of the gift card partnerships that we've been talking about, those are one click in our My PIVX wallet. If there's any way that we can help to make some certain things more one click and easy for Coinomi, we're definitely here for that, so that we can bridge the gap as well and make it a lot easier to onboard everyone there. Uh, We've also started the Vector Privacy app that you're going to start hearing a lot more things about. That we just started a pretty decent marketing push towards that, which is built on top of the Nostr protocol, which is a decentralized private chat app that you can use your crypto wallet in conjunction with. All those features are being built out on par, trying to compete with Discord, Telegram, Signal, all those things. Because again, nowadays you have everyone that wants a slice of your data. That's the beauty. And again, trying to shield with PIVX is that reduce the amount of data that you're giving out, reduce the amount of things that you have to deal with and interact with and set your wallet to, because trust is a problem. So we made a bunch of different little tools that are just trying to make everything easier. With the PIVX promos design, it's also been revamped to work inside of gaming for airdrops in gaming and people to find live drops of PIVX inside their, MMORPGs. So we focused literally on all different types of ways so people can see the way to use PIVX, spend PIVX, redeem PIVX, and just have that full circular kind of economy going. And hopefully I didn't monologue and lose everybody too much there.
No, no worries. It's amazing. Especially, you've definitely adjusted because, gaming has been a lot bigger right now. And to be able to, to be flexible enough to enter that kind of, giveaways, or I don't know how exactly works, but tipping and those kind of things. Those are big, especially on being decentralized in terms of crypto, because you don't want to give away your account. I mean, if it's your own money, you don't want to give it. If it's coming from your own wallet, not need to be crypto, you don't want anyone to know about it. More so when you're using a crypto wallet to send money to anyone else. And like what you mentioned earlier, for me, whenever I need to send my wallet to anyone, be it for as a payment for service, be it as I need it to be for airdrop, I kind of feel uneasy doing it every single time because, again, every time I do it, I feel like I'm exposing myself to different kinds of people, and this kind of people can share this wallet to anyone else. Sure, you might trust them enough, but who knows? Anyone else can have access to that kind of data, and that's the kind of privacy I really, really wanted to keep to myself. And having this kind of service to make sure that every time you give out an address, it's not going to be traced back to you. It's amazing. And knowing that you've connected it to modern day utility, it's just amazing. But what really stands out from what I've seen in PIVX is your connection to the community. You really you don't just do all the decisions by yourself as core team members, but you actually listen to your community. And I think that's why DAO governance is actually one of the core things that you have here at PIVX. So just wanted to ask, how do proposals get prioritized, and what kind of role how much of a role does the community actually have in shaping the direction of PIVX?
So that's a really good question. I'm sure there's a lot of people. I mean, DAOs, there's a few of them. A lot don't have successful implementations, and I think PIVX, being tried and tested for such a long time, we can see the success of it. I mean, the an example of that is both Liquid and I are voted in through the DAO. Both of us are independent. We don't, we are, yes, leads of our positions, but that is all done through proving our skills. And then, we get funding through the proposal. So how a proposal works. So firstly, regarding priority, it's more about how many votes your proposal gets. So you have to, meet consensus and pass the voting requirements. Uh, Once you submit a proposal, masternode owners can vote for your proposal. One masternode, which is 10,000 PIVX locked up, is equivalent to one vote. And then from there, there's a limited amount of funds every month that is available. Right now, it's 432,000 PIVX. From there, it's all public actually. If you go on our website, pivx.org/proposals, you will see a list of it there. And it doesn't, if there's remaining funds, they're not sent anywhere. They're not created on the network. So basically, anyone has access to open proposal, no matter who you are. As for the role that they play in navigating the network, so proposals are merely to fund what you want to do. So whether it's you want to be an ambassador, you want to maybe you want to set up a new store, maybe you want to attend a conference, maybe you want to seek a role as a business development manager in South America. You would obviously come into the community, whether that's Discord, because like you mentioned, we're very community orientated. You got to get the trust of the community, show them that you're capable, because the official role is granted through a vote within our public channels. And then once you're seeking funding, that's done through the matter of a proposal, which is completely decentralized, permissionless. It's on the network. Anyone has access to it. And yeah, priority. Anyone can come in. It's just a matter of what you're delivering, is it of value? Do people see that what you're asking for the task at hand, is it worthwhile? And then they'll vote based on that. And I mean, if you really provide value to the community, I think it's a given that you will find yourself having a long-term position within PIVX, because we like to support those who grow our project, and we're always expanding. Like I mentioned earlier, we right now are looking at a huge expansion right now with our ambassador program. We're looking for advocates. We're looking for new developers as well. You've seen we've been expanding with new partners, new this. Now it's time to really grow our team, and that's our focus right now. So that's why I said it's such a great question, because we need people submitting proposals.
Exactly, but a lot of projects can claim that, oh, we have a centralized DAO. Our DAO is we all have a voice in our project. But I wanted to ask you guys, so can you talk about any major milestones or breakthroughs from maybe the past year or longer that were made possible because of the involvement of the community in DAO voting?
Absolutely. Some of the things that we were just basically talking about, our PIVX reward system, our PIVX promo system, uh, the whole PIVX Labs arm of things has been funded by the DAO. It was an idea that was separated out so that people could focus a little bit more on things outside of core, because you have the core notions of what's in scope and what's out of scope, right? Where certain things that the Bitcoin core developers only touch and they won't touch outside things. We had that similar philosophy, but realizing that we needed to bring more people in and have those things to attract people, we, put up a proposal, and the labs arm has been funded for about 2 years now from the DAO and brought out all these different projects and products. My PIVX wallet, the mobile wallet for that. The DAO is helping to fund, all the partnerships that we're trying to do and giveaways and anything to, help with marketing all these things. So, I mean, everything really that we're doing is a notion and a token to the DAO. All those funds wouldn't be possible without them approving it and moving us forward in this way. Just simply wouldn't be here today.
And I think that's the reflection and how much of a success a DAO can actually give to any projects, given that it's properly implemented and, of course, with a strong connection to their community. And I think PIVX is a prime example of the kind of success this thing will actually have. And now going back to PIVX in general, how do you view PIVX right now in today's time in crypto, where I'm sure when you got started, there's not a lot of competitors or people, not really just competitors, just projects within the same kind of area you are in Web3. So right now, how do you position PIVX in contrast to all those other projects related to you guys? Do you differ for them? Do you compete with them, or are you a totally different kind of entity? What's your position in this?
But just to elaborate, you're referring to like other privacy projects or what in general?
Just in general.
Okay, so I mean, I have an interesting take. So, a lot of people like to create competition, between coins. And what I truly believe, and I think it's what a lot of people at PIVX believes, and it's just the belief that a win for privacy and privacy coins in general is a win for all. So, like even when we hear that a coin, like for example, Zcash was no longer getting delisted on Binance, we celebrate that. It's good publicity for privacy coins. It's good for us. It shows trust in the privacy protocols. So we don't see any competition in that. At the end of the day, we have perfected our product. We've provided something that's tried and tested. As far as to say it's superior, if to many, sure, but when it comes to actually, growing the community and providing awareness on privacy, we support all coins on that regard. And then as for non-privacy coins, once again, the initial, if you read even Satoshi's original notes and everything like that, crypto was meant to be an alternative to finance, and at the same time alternative to banking, where your privacy is commonly at risk. And so I believe, this is a personal belief, and it's that regarding privacy, it's something that everyone will need, and unfortunately some people realize when it's too late. And at that moment, PIVX will be here, and we have all the tools, we have everything that's available to people to protect their privacy. The price of crypto is shooting up astronomically. And like I said, I mean, your bank balance right now might only be known by your bank teller and all that. But maybe but regarding crypto, you could have posted for a giveaway on some post on X, or perhaps even a defunct exchange that now their data is leaked. And that address ties up to all the others. It's quite a risk. And yeah, I think that's while privacy coins are going to be the major topic in the coming future, especially protect one's wealth and protect one from criminals. And a role that we as PIVX are taking right now is we want to redefine what privacy is. A lot of people, like, you have something to hide, clearly you're a criminal, or maybe you're doing something shady. But actually, like, we believe that privacy doesn't facilitate crime. Criminals facilitate crime, whilst privacy facilitates the protection from criminals attacking you. Yeah, that's that's it.
Exactly. You know what they say, a knife can be a weapon, but it can also be something to cook something. It just depends on the person that's wielding that kind of tool. And going back to what you've said earlier, gatekeeping. People have been gatekeeping crypto for a lot of people. And as what you mentioned earlier, you celebrate the success of a similar project. And if you're going to compare it to what we have in general, let's say a huge centralized exchange has been taken down, let's say because of legal problems or major hacking, you're going to be, okay, my funds are safe in my other centralized exchange, which means that it's better. But, in a world view perspective, the crypto in general is going to get down. Oh, people are going to say, oh, yes, crypto is not that safe at all. So that's the thing that we needed to do. You need to be united, not saying that, okay, just because that this project failed, that means our project is going to go higher. It doesn't work that way. Maybe initially it will have that effect, but in the long term, the growth of crypto, and I believe that everyone that's been a supporter of crypto or just been investing in crypto for several years know that, we're here for the long term. We're not just here to get out of like X2 of, your money or investment, but we're here to hopefully, become one of the most used currency. I know it's still a long shot from what we have right now, but anything helps. Those small steps that we're doing helps, especially you guys here at PIVX. Privacy, which has been the stigma for a lot of people using crypto. It's not that safe right now. It's been used by criminals, as you mentioned, Guapic. People have been using it, but it's those criminals that use that. Those bad people are the ones that are using crypto for bad things. But we are here, investors, people. They just wanted to have an investment or just a safe place to keep our, finances and investments. So that's, I think that's a beautiful thing about crypto. We will succeed if we actually unite and work together. It's kind of like a cliche kind of TV, sitcom comedy kind of thing, but that's how it works here. We've been here in the space long enough to know that most successful projects are the ones wherein their community is united. And the ones wherein the community are working together closely and they trust the developers or the project leaders. And I think also the DAO part of PIVX definitely helps out to make that kind of connections between you guys even stronger. And right now, at this point at PIVX, what are the more or the most exciting features that you're currently waiting to be or upgrades currently in the pipeline for PIVX? Do they push forwards the do you guys are you guys pushing forward the ideals of privacy and user choice, or do you have anything else that you would like to add other than these kind of functions?
So yeah, absolutely. We have some beautiful things in the pipeline for catering to privacy as well. For general like main chain upgrades at this point, like we said, we've recently been tweeting about the fact that we're restarting our testnet. I'm working on a system right now for rebuilding the entire testnet into ideal scenarios for us to test out our new private masternode system, because our masternodes were using transparent addresses before this, and we're going to be switching everything over to shielded addresses where they can still function and be able to do their duties on the network without people needing to release their balances and people knowing what they're holding. Aside from that, we're also working on shielded staking, bringing in shielded staking so that, again, all the stakes on the network are, one, going to enhance the shield pool, and two, everyone can remain private. And then the other big thing that I just want to keep harping about is from the PIVX lab arm is the Vector privacy app, decentralized private chat messaging built on Nostr, can't be brought down. Internet outages have been happening recently. We've had it happen several times in the last, 3 or 4 months. This chat app has been up, has not been going down, because as long as there's relays that are there, and there's about 10,000 of them with Nostr at this point, that's only continually growing to also support this to be a beautifully decentralized application to, again, push forward with privacy. So we're firing on all fronts to tech and the applications to complement the tech.
Okay, and I believe you guys have been also rewarding your community through your giveaways and some events. And just like what Koinomi just have right now, actually, just a quick announcement that Koinomi rewards are actually live right now. So just do some daily check-ins, simple as that, tasks, and you'll be rewarded in crypto and some points, which you can use for, I guess, more crypto, I would say. So you can have challenges and referrals. And we also have this promo about half fees off on crypto purchases via Simplex in the application itself. And it's about to end tomorrow, midnight UTC. So make sure you make the most out of it before it's over. And you guys there, the PIVX, do you have currently any giveaways or promos that you currently have right now?
Yes. Well, firstly, really awesome about what you guys are doing right now with the giveaway and app. I must take a look at that. That sounds really cool.
You guys are welcome.
With Yeah, I will definitely take a look at that. As for us, it's usually with our partners that we do some giveaways. So right now we have a giveaway with CardStorm, the one I mentioned earlier. It is a gift card provider. We just partnered up with them to, they provide virtual debit cards, yeah, and like different gift cards. And they have a little giveaway. You can actually, if you go to our X handle, at underscore PIVX, you can see the details of the giveaway. So it's like $50 gift card plus $50 in PIVX for first prize. Second is like $30 gift card. Yeah, you can take a look on our entry. We already have almost 500 comments there, so I would hurry up and get entered. That ends on the 1st of August. So you still have 2 days to do that. But that's our current giveaway. If there are any others, we always do announce it on our page. And like I said, it's usually with partners and other exchanges where we collaborate on doing a giveaway. Maybe we do some PIVX and they give away a service of theirs. We've had similar with Travala and various others, and probably even one with you guys in the future. We can discuss that too.
Okay, we're excited for that. Yeah, we can talk talk about that in the back end of things after this, the spaces. But for now, we've just came across the last part of Coinomi Connect, which what would be your word, or what would you like to announce your community or would be community, especially with us here at Coinomi, about the developments and the future of PIVX? Why people should be using PIVX instead of just going through their traditional means of crypto storage and transactions.
So, I mean, one of our main reasons for saying to use PIVX is we are the first proof of stake blockchain that's enabled privacy and full-fledged privacy to give you all the features of everything that other places are trying to do. Like we said earlier, we're not necessarily saying we're trying to directly compete because we believe a win for privacy is a win for all of us. But when it comes to choosing PIVX, we've made choices to be the first in a lot of places, right? We're one of the first to introduce private masternodes at this point coming up. We're going to be one of the first to introduce a private staking mechanism. We're one of the first to introduce privacy on proof of stake. So there's many reasons to want to work with us as we're pioneering and pushing those innovations and trying to make sure that we're also filling the needs of spaces, because look at Zcash. Zcash is master nodes and proof of work in a Dash similar centric way, but with privacy. A lot of these chains are wanting to move to proof of stake. Why don't you save the time and just say try PIVX? And
Exactly.
that's it.
And if you guys have any doubts about the stability of this kind of projects like PIVX and Coinomi, just look at their track record. How many crypto wallets have you seen get launched? Maybe just last year, and how many of those got taken down because lack of developments, lack of users? But PIVX and Coinomi has been here for years, maybe even nearly a decade, and that speaks volumes for the kind of success that we have, especially in the space that we have in Web3, where it's so fast paced. Even a year in crypto, you're already considered kind of like an experienced user in crypto. So just take a look at our track records. How many similar projects have you seen in the past that lasted more than 5 years, maybe even 10 years? That is where Coinomi and PIVX actually stands amongst those kind of not competitors, but just similar projects within the similar kind of space that we worked in. And we guys are here, we're still developing. That's why we still have this kind of spaces to feature a lot of different kinds of projects that we also believe and partner with, to show you guys that we're still working, we're still developing, and we have a lot more to come in terms of having upgrades for future. If you've already think that crypto is already doing great for you, it's about to get better. And we here at PIVX and Coinomi are the ones that hopefully will be one of the people that's going to help the crypto space a better place for everyone. So that is it for Coinomi Connect with PIVX. Guapik, Liquid, maybe you have any closing statements you wanted to say, or everything is all good?
I think I'm good.
Firstly, oh, go
No, go ahead, bro. I'm good.
So I hope my network sounds good. I was being a bit choppy there near the end, but firstly, just want to say thank you. I think it's really important that you highlight that we've been here for a long time. Likewise with you guys, it just shows our determination to provide a useful service within this crypto industry. And same goes with you guys. And we'll be for the years to come. It's not a project to end. We had no pre-mine, no pre-funding, but here we are. We're fighting through, achieving new milestones all the time, new partnerships, new listings. It's just the beginning, and I think our community is going to be quite excited with what we're going to work with you guys as well. So thank you again. It's been a pleasure from my side, and I would definitely love to join our future spaces with you guys.
For sure, guys. And that is it for Coinomi Connect. We'll hopefully see you again on the next one. Bye, guys.